Hey, enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode
The
656.
sexiest podcast on the network. I don't know why I talked like that, but I did.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, God, just cried. Shot my headphones. God damn it, I need a
Nice.
longer cord.
Good move. Yeah, to the dome.
Jesus. If it wasn't for my staticky earbuds, Brian.
Yep.
God damn. First world problems, big time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah. I don't have clean drinking water. Yeah, but I can't hear clearly.
Yeah, every once in a while, my right
mic.
earbud gets staticky.
Yeah. Like, it's
very
pretty much
similar.
the same. Yeah, pretty similar. I'm sure there's charities setting up right now to help.
Yeah, I need a freaking GoFundMe set up. Fix my staticky earbud.
Yeah. With your help, white men in America won't have to deal with staticky earbuds or AirPods anymore.
I just need a little.
Calm now.
Need a little Sarah McLachlan,
Yeah. It just cuts to you, and you're like, "Won't you help?"
He's right in the middle of the song where it's like, "I will," or whatever. It needs to be like. Be like, see how it's like. This is what I deal with on a daily.
Exactly. That'd be perfect. Man. Somehow I feel like she would not license her song.
I was just going to straight up steal it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I assume you're also going to sing
exactly.
it. Yeah.
Amen.
Like, oh, God,
the karaoke
version.
Static. Hell yeah. Now we're talking.
Yeah. Yeah. Yikes.
Oh, shit. Let me tell you, Brian, I'm tired. Man. I'm sore. It's fucking Wednesday.
Yeah, well, that's what being old is.
You're not wrong, man.
Yep. It's basically every day is Wednesday.
It's only been the past, couple years, but I've really been like, God, I'm feeling it, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. Explained that to somebody the other day. They were asking why they were dealing with blah blah blah, and I was like, "Cause you're like 43." I was like, I'm telling you, I was like, there's just something different about turning 40 to the others, and I'm sure it gets worse the further along we go. But turning 30, I didn't really notice much of a difference. 40, it's a whole, like I said, man, your body is just going, let's just randomly throw some switches. And this is gonna hurt, and this isn't gonna work.
Yeah,
right.
It's really weird. It's like these OEM parts I'm rocking,
Yeah,
they're not up to snuff anymore.
No, yeah, right. Should have taken care of that shit when we could have, but what are you gonna do?
Bitch about it on a podcast.
Yep, that's exactly it. It was like Sunday. Easter over at my sister's, I was talking with my brother, and he just
was your brother in Christ.
I forgot how many.
Excellent.
Yes, as well as my actual brother. But he a few weeks ago, it was more than a few weeks, but anyways, recently had a hip replacement, and I asked him, how it was going, and he said he was just starting to get to where he could do some like in therapy, where he can do some weighted workouts, again. And not that he's a big gym freak or anything, but you have to, you got to work the joint back out. You got to, get everything
loose.
Do
they have him on the Shakira workout? Perfect.
Yeah, obviously.
Get some sexy hips going.
Yeah. His hips lie all the time. No,
not when Shakira's done with him.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, she only lies about tax evasion.
True. Yeah, whatever. These things happen.
Yeah, but he was telling me that it was going to be his first night back to work, and he's a maintenance guy at a ice cream factory, basically, and he was saying that a lot of people have been on mandatory 12-hour shifts, and he told his boss, he's like, yeah, I for sure can't do a 12-hour, like let's do a regular shift, see where I'm at, and let's ease back that way or something. And I'm like, yeah, you don't want to you for sure don't want to go in full speed. That's just a disaster. So I haven't talked to him to find out how it went, but he was a little nervous, like first time back on the court after the knee injury.
I mean, it's
You
fair.
gotta see how everything's
Exactly.
gonna work, and he should be fine. I mean, most of his work is not like it's not intense on his hips, but still, crouching down, turning a wrench for a little bit. Maybe it's probably gonna catch up to you a little faster than it used to.
Dropping it like it's hot.
Also, the twerking,
so
he does
much
all the
twerking,
time, sure.
so much clapping.
I can only imagine that's part of his. Yeah, I assume that's part of his job.
Indeed.
Keeping the morale up, slapping them cakes all over the plant,
Exactly. Just got to watch that ice cream go straight to the hips. Am I right, boys?
Yeah. It's funny, much like most people who work in any sort of a food situation,
I bet.
He hardly eats ice cream. Because he's like, I see it and I smell it all the time, and he's like, I just don't want it. What I don't understand is why he hasn't brought me tons of ice cream over the years. I think he's brought my mom and I like 2 pints of ice cream. It's pretty much
sounds
bullshit.
like much bullshit.
Yeah, because he could be bringing us ice cream bars and pints of ice cream. Actually, it's probably for the best, but
every once in a while.
I mean, come on. I mean, hook us up a little bit, no? But yeah, he said every once in a while he'll grab like a box of bars or ice cream sandwiches or something like that, and then that's pretty much it. He just doesn't have any real want for it.
The only thing I could bring home was like a piece of glass and maybe some lacerations.
Vicious, yeah. I mean, there's nothing nicer than a nice Sunday morning. It's quiet outside, sun's coming up, eating a piece of glass, with your cigar and an old fashioned or a bloody,
nice crunchy piece of 1/8 inch.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really bloody. You just basically drink vodka because the red is
absolutely
blood in your mouth from the.
Yeah,
but whatever, same idea.
Like, man, your gums are awfully wounded. Do you not floss? Nah, eat glass.
Well, yeah, I floss with glass. Yikes!
It's amazing.
Oof.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah, I remember my sister working at pizza place, and she'd bring home pizza all the time, and she'd never eat any of it. She'd usually like bring a salad home for herself.
To bring me coffee now. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Start making them coffees. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, where's Dad?
I do drink coffee.
Like, remember all those free meals you got growing up?
Yeah, exactly.
Remember them clothes and shelter?
Quite a backlog.
Yeah. Pull out the Married with Children one where they have like the binder of money that Bud owes them from birth,
right.
Basically.
Classic.
Yep. Yeah, I got a nephew who works over at Jersey Mike's
now.
Holy
fuck, Jersey Mike's. Does he throw a sauce on the subs? Fucking Jersey sauce.
Yeah. I was with my brother to pick him up last week, and he was like, "You guys want some sandwiches?" I'm like, how are you even asking? You should
give it to me Mike's way, you cocksucker.
I mean, I did tell him I wanted it Mike's way because that is the right way to get it.
I'll never forget the first time I went to Jersey Mike's.
I know they were way too enthusiastic
by that dude.
Yeah. The time before that, when I went to a different location, and the guy there was pretty excited about it, and I almost was like, just wanted to shut him down, and just be like, no, God, no,
who the fuck's this Mike guy?
Yeah, I'd slap him right in the face if I saw him. But yeah, I mean, can't go around free sandwiches.
It is a good
pretty
sandwich.
Tasty. Got a chicken Philly. Yeah, a chicken Philly. I hadn't had that from there before. That's tasty.
I can't remember what sandwich it is. It's the one that's basically like the gargantuan or whatever, and it's got all the shit on it. The last time I was at Jersey Mike's, we put in a takeout order. I was sitting there just waiting for it to get done. And this dude walked in and ordered like the largest size of that sandwich.
Yeah.
And I could hear him talking on the phone because there's those hotels that used to be like before they moved. They were behind there, and he was just like, I just got off the meeting, blah, blah. I'm like, this dude's going to go and just eat the sandwich by himself in a hotel room.
Or maybe him and someone
Lady
else
in
are
the
gonna
Trampet.
like,
Eiffel Tower.
oh yeah, but with their asses. Yeah, but I was gonna say, but with their asses. Yeah.
Requiem for a Dream. Ass to ass.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh God. Yeah. Oh, I don't think we should ever reference that
Yeah,
movie.
but that scene's perfect for what you're talking about.
You're not
Just
wrong.
saying.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I could see going, Lady in the Tramp, a sandwich
Dude,
that
looking
size.
at this slob,
listen.
unless you just like had it up against a mirror and was pretending.
I mean, that's pretty impressive if you could balance the sandwich.
Well, they
that
usually have the
way,
mirror by that like shitty desk that's probably got cocaine remnants on it.
Oh, that's true. True.
Yeah.
Oh, delicious. Little sprinkle little
Yeah.
nose candy on the
Columbia's
sandwich.
finest.
Perfect. Yeah. I mean, we don't condone.
But we do
drug use on this
condone
podcast.
smashing a sandwich in your face. Hell
We
yeah.
do condone that.
I love a good
Yeah,
sandwich.
100%. Yeah. I went by this place up the road here that sorry for those who aren't nearby, but
Gurfs.
And the other day on the sign I saw 2 words that'll tighten your pants, but I don't know if their version will. And it's hot beef.
Shit, son. Might be worth checking out.
So I was like, oh, I may have to swing by there and see if they're
Get a hot girthy beef.
Yeah. That's how I need to order it too. I need
the hottest, girthiest beef you got.
Only to find out that girth is actually short for like Gertrude or something like that. Just a roast beef sandwich. But yeah, I saw that the other day. I was like, oh, hello there, because I had not seen that on their sign before. Usually the stuff's pretty standard fare. It's tacos on Tuesday, fish on Friday.
Girthy beef on Wednesday.
Girthy beef on Wednesdays. Yeah, well,
it is.
Wang Out
what are you
Wednesday,
gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Whip out that girthy beef.
How was your Easter there, then?
It was all right. I got up early to make my mashed taters and realized I was out of sour cream. I was kind of disappointed by that, but just went the old, just hit it with the milk, butter,
Classic.
salt, and pepper. And I got, so for time purposes, since I'm making a bunch of it, I split it into 2 pans to boil the potatoes. Make 2 pans of mashed potatoes and then combine, right? Well, the first one that I did, I put way too much milk in there. I'm like, oh no, it's like, well, and I'm like, well, I could cook this off, and I'm like, or I can just under milk the second one.
Mix that shit together.
Yeah, make it like a stickier mashed potato and then mix it together and have perfect, so of course that's what I did.
Goldilocks that shit
and,
just right.
They were pretty good. Got over to my sister's and dude, there was let's see what we have this year. We had a couple things we don't normally have. Like we had kielbasa this year because my brother-in-law decided to make kielbasa and kraut, but because my nephew also doesn't like kraut, he made just some kielbasa on its own. So, I was able to have some of that. My sister-in-law made some cheesy potatoes, which we haven't had in a long time. So we have mashed potatoes, cheesy potatoes, and sweet potatoes.
Potato fecta.
Oh man, of course I didn't have a lot of my potatoes because first of all, from tasting I'd already eaten probably 3-4 pounds of them. And but also because I was like, well, there's all these other things here, but and then we had ham, and my nephew made green bean casserole, which honestly we haven't had in it's been a little while. We've kind of just
that's
not
one
had
thing
it,
I just don't miss. When I don't see it, I don't miss it.
It was good, but I don't think I would have really cared if it wasn't there. I think I'm really at the point I'd almost rather have somebody do green beans like my grandma used to do them, where you cook them like all damn days.
Hell
with
yeah,
bacon and
Southern
onion.
style, baby.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and there's just that. I think I'd rather just have beans like that. Maybe I'll volunteer for that instead of potatoes next year. Just be like, hey, I'll just make some rocking
some
24-hour
bacon beans.
Yeah,
that's what my mom does.
like just
so good.
Yeah, just let anybody can make mashed potatoes. Like I'll maybe go do that or something. But anyway, and then we had I forgot what else. Like crescent rolls, which was a step down for me because I've told you before I like to take my sweet potatoes, make like a sandwich with them, a little butter on it. little butter on the roll, sweet potato, and that's sometimes a piece of ham.
What do you mean sometimes a piece of ham? If you
Well,
got
I don't always
ham,
do
you
that.
gotta put the ham on there.
Well, usually by then the ham's gone. I save my sweet potatoes for the end. That's like my dessert usually. So, but anyway, it's harder to do with the crescent rolls. I tried splitting one into, it's just not the same.
I get it.
You know. So, but whatever. And then my sister made a couple of cakes, which were pretty tasty. One was a lemon cake, and I'm a big fan of lemon. Cakes. So, yeah, no, I brought the cakes. If I'm not, I'm known for one thing, Tony. It's my cardio and my cakes. But my mom made some quick apple dumplings with like crescent rolls and stuff, and those are pretty tasty. So but dude, by the end I was like, oh my god, I was in a fever dream, sweating, just but it was all good because it was just so much food. It was weird because like a lot of times I'm kind of like, I can make this stuff whenever I want, but man, it just hit the spot.
Sometimes that just happens, man.
It just really crushed it, and I was like, man. Then my mom, they gave my mom the ham bone, so she can make some bean soup, which I do not care for, but I wasn't thinking about it. There was all that juice underneath that ham, and I was like, I should have had him give us that too. You could have basically started
right there, baby.
Yeah, and I didn't even think about it. But also, my mom was like, no gravy.
Side note, dude I work with used a ham bone and made basically it was ham and noodle soups, like chicken noodle but with ham. So
okay,
I'm like,
that makes sense.
That's a solid move because bean soup I just don't do anymore.
Yeah, I just don't care for bean soup. I never really have. Beans to me, it's weird. I'm very weird about them. Like I love black beans on like tacos and Chipotle bowl and burritos, that kind of stuff. But I don't love like cooked down beans when they start getting soft because my palate reads them as slimy, basically, even though they're not. But that's how my palate kind of reads them. Like I don't love like pintos and cheese. Like remember Taco Bell used to just have pintos and cheese. I don't like. I don't love refried beans. That kind of thing. So, but yeah, my mom usually when she makes bean soup, she makes a butt ton of it. So I may hit you up in case if you're interested. I'm sure she'll have plenty.
Beans don't like me anymore, Brian.
No, that's exactly why you should have all
I kind of like bean soup, but at the same time I don't. But if I were to ever have a bowl of bean soup, I would probably die about a day later. So
yeah, perfect.
Just a long game or something.
Yeah, so I didn't have a lot of potatoes left, but I brought some potatoes home. It was weird though this year because we actually brought food home with us. We always used to, like growing up, we always would bring like everybody basically took a plate of a little of everything home, and usually like my mom, dad, and I would eat again off of the plate, later at night. And then it got to a point to where that just didn't happen anymore. There was just never enough food, basically. Like I'd make 5 or so pounds of potatoes and they'd pretty much be gone. The ham would be small enough that we pretty much picked it clean, except for, like whoever made it, like if it was Mike, a lot of times he'd keep it for, bean soup. So he'd keep the ham bone and whatever. Yeah. Or if it was my mom, same thing, and you want to keep a little meat on it because, you want to get some
good
flavor
goodness
in there too. Right. And, but yeah, there was actually enough that we brought home some, silly me, I didn't realize there was going to be enough, so I missed out on some more cheesy potatoes, which I haven't had in so long, and I don't know why, but man, those tasted like $1,000,000 to me. And the cornbread casserole that she makes too, she made it to where half of it was a cornbread casserole with jalapeno, and the other side was just, regular. So of course I'm on the jalapeno
gotta get on
side.
a jalapeno
Flavor. The only thing that was missing, and afterwards I was like, I don't know why, I need a little hot sauce on top. I know there's already the jalapenos, but I think and I was like, you actually might be able to just skip the jalapenos and just hot sauce it.
Something about that like vinegary cuts, with the like sweetness of the cornbread and
yeah.
Or is it cornbread? Is it corn cake? Is it sweet or is it not?
She calls it corn casserole, and it's more
the
sweet.
hot sauce. So yeah, I can see that.
But anyway, it was good though. It was good, I had spent some time with the family, and haven't seen some of them for a little bit and everything. So what's funny though is I completely forgot about Easter being this past weekend. And I got up the one day and I was like, on Saturday, and I'm like, oh, and my mom's like, what? I'm like, we have like 4 potatoes over there. So either I'm only taking enough for me, or or I gotta get to the store. And she wasn't feeling real good, so I called my sister. So she took me over to the store to get some potatoes. I got the last bag of potatoes that Kroger had. That they were a madhouse.
I went to Costco on Friday that weekend to get dog food.
Jeez, I bet that was nice.
And I got one in. I got my bag of dog food, and I got in line, and I was in a line that stretched halfway back. It was insane.
Well, I think there was a couple problems too. Is that first of all, it's a holiday. That's going to elevate. Also, I think people got their government checks, like Social Security, welfare, all that stuff. I think
Dude,
on
it was
that
insane in there.
Because looking around at the stuff in people's carts that weekend, because I was there Friday actually, and then I went back Saturday because again, I forgot potatoes, and seeing what people had in their carts and stuff, I'm like, this isn't just Easter shopping. This is like, we're getting for everything
right.
shopping. So I think that kind of made things an extra nightmare too. I was gonna just go up the street and get potatoes, but dude, that parking lot was full. And I'm like, I'm not fighting that place for potatoes. I can just walk in and out.
That
Kroger,
was
probably
how I felt
much
playing the Costco, because I think I had to park in like New Hampshire, maybe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
park over my house.
And I was just like, God, if we didn't absolutely need dog food today, I would just be like, nope. I would have kept driving.
Yeah. Or if it was something that it's like, I can get this anywhere for
you
basically the same price.
You change a pet's food up, that's suddenly there's shit everywhere.
Well, I told that story last week. Remember, I went to 4 stores trying to find the cat food that we usually get for my cat. Annoyed. I hear you. Yeah. So how was your Easter?
Chill. Very chill. We really, because my family's, we don't really do Easter. We kind of gathering a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about
with Michelle's family, there's some weirdness happening on her side of family. So we were both like, we're not going to go to the dinner, but her parents wanted us to come over afterwards because despite the fact she's in her mid-30s and I'm in my mid-40s, they're like, you guys need Easter baskets.
It's my mom still will do that. She usually, since COVID, not so much, but before that, I would always, on Easter, she would always bring over a little something for me. Or like when I was with Jen, for us, that was, like an Easter basket, and it would have some silly stuff in there as well as candy and stuff. So yeah,
so we just kind of Leah spent the weekend with us, so we hung out with Leah throughout the morning until they had to leave to go to their Easter, and then she's in rehab still for her slipped disc, and they're like you should look into gravity, like zero gravity chairs, right?
Okay.
So yeah, I know, right? Space. But
wait, has she tried
hell yeah. Well, so I'm like, you know what? We can, before we head to your parents, we could just take the really long way around and stop by Bass Pro Shops because they're open today, and they have zero gravity chairs because those are typically, like outdoor recreational chairs. So we swung by there, which was oddly busy, way busier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
I was like, this is weird, but whatever.
Did they
Not
serve
that I'm
Easter
aware of.
there?
I don't know. Something, anything would be nice.
Yeah, no.
And we looked at all the chairs, and she kicked it back in a few, and it said it worked for her. So we're kind of looking into getting one for her.
Okay, well that'd be cool.
But
if that helps. Yeah.
Then we're leaving, and I'm like, so what time? Like, are your parents home? And she's like, no, they're not supposed to be home till like 5:36, and this is like 4 something. And I'm like, fuck.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, well, we're not going home. So we just kind of took the long way into where they live and passed by a Frickers and had a ton of cars that parked out. And I'm like, so we split some boneless wings. I had a couple High Lifes. And
nice. Did you get any, what was it? God, what was it? The corn you got when you were at Frickers downtown?
Oh God, I forgot about that. What the?
No,
Yeah,
rolls
it
with
was
butter,
like roll.
wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Roll with butter, because that's how it
Roll
was on the
with butter.
menu.
Yeah.
Roll with butter.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking corn.
No, I should have though. And let me tell you, dude, there
Yeah.
was a fascinating crowd in there. Lots of weird people.
Mm.
Like, so this woman walked. I watched her walk from all the way to the bar because we were sitting, unfortunately, right by the bathrooms. I hate it when they do that.
Yeah.
But I watched her walk the whole length of the building. She just had her hand in her mouth, like she was trying to like dig chicken out or something. It was, dude, it was
Maybe
vile.
she was. It's like, get a
or
toothpick
something,
or
or just like
something.
dive out the window and please get out of my sight.
Yeah. Right, or have one of the
I
veterinarians
saw
help
that.
you.
There's another old lady, which you wear glasses. You know these stems on the end of these things. They get a little gross behind her ears, eh?
Oh,
dude, she was
for
she
sure.
had
Yeah.
her glasses in her mouth, which I've seen people chew on the end, and I'm already like, yuck. And then she just started like ramming it in her mouth. Like deep throating her fucking glasses. It was insane, dude.
Wow, maybe she was trying. Maybe she was trying.
I don't
to
know.
someone,
She was about 89. It was insane.
Nice,
dude. It was just weird. But yeah, it was a weird crowd in there. And then we went to her parents' house, and her brother's there with his horde of children. Which, whatever. But those kids, it was just like it was like 2 hours of just lunacy. And then we're like, we gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it was, it was weird because I'm used to normally, having like a gathering on Easter, and that was the first time we really didn't.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I wasn't mad at it,
Right? Yeah, that's kind of how it was with, we used to do flea markets sometimes on Easter weekend. And first of all, most of those were a terrible idea. In fact, a couple of the worst ones we ever did were over Easter weekend. And it's not so bad Friday, Saturday, but Sunday, maybe if you're open before church or just after church, maybe to where you might catch, an hour of traffic and then nothing because everybody
doing their
eats
Easter thing.
Done for. So, but anyway, we used to travel sometimes on that weekend. So, there were off and on Easter days that we would just hit up, wherever we were near, a Shoney's or whatever,
Hell
Waffle
yeah,
House,
Easter at the Waffle House. Pecan waffle and a fight.
Whatever we, dude, seriously, that shit
I could go for a
pecan
waffle actually from Waffle House. That sounds good as fuck.
Somebody in a word games group I play, she experienced Waffle House recently for the first time in a very long time, and I was like, dude, just get it with all the things on it because
have you seen
the right
people
move.
are asking the creator of Tekken to make Waffle House a board?
Yes. Yeah.
Which I think is hilarious.
I love that. Yeah. But anyway, so it wasn't as weird to me if we missed Easter with the family, versus, the bigger holidays. You didn't bother because, it's like you're not going to do a show over Christmas. Well, my brother did one time, but that was a whole different kind of thing. But typically those kind of holidays, you're like, no, we're just staying home.
Because I mean, like for me growing up, Easter was about baskets and about my grandma and grandpa on both sides of it because everyone was religious. But my parents really weren't. It wasn't like a big religious thing. But obviously the family, I used to be married into was very religious. So Easter was always a big thing. Yeah. And it's just like with COVID, it's just like it hasn't been as much of a big deal anymore to me.
I like exactly, and that's like I told my mom. I think I've said it on here too. It was like once I hit a point where I realized that I can cook all of the stuff, it kind of lost some of the magic because it's like anytime I want the ham dinner, I could just have a ham dinner, But and my family lives in town too, I don't really see. It's not like family comes in from California or something or another country. It's like we all live within 20 minutes of each other. My brother lives the furthest away. Hell, I live within probably less than 10 minutes of both of my sisters, so, and within 15 minutes, I can get to all my siblings except Jimmy probably, because he lives out like White House Road area, so it's probably like 20 minutes to his place, so that's why I said within 20 minutes, I can literally go to everybody's house.
It's not like an ordeal.
So it's, yeah, and we're not so, and we see each other enough that we, you don't really long for like, oh man, I haven't seen them in forever,
Right, for
like
sure.
it's so so that kind of takes away some of that a little bit, but yeah, like I said, having said that, it's just the food really hit the spot for me though. It was
Quite nice.
quite
Well,
nice.
I'm definitely planning on
Quite nice.
doing a like Thanksgiving and during the warm season because I think that'll be
Yeah,
fun, and
nice.
it's like one of my favorite meals. So
Yeah.
prepare yourself for that.
Oh, me
Yeah.
too. Too. Yeah. It's weird. I'm more of a ham guy than turkey, but I for sure I appreciate the whole dinner thing. You know what I mean? Like if you lay out a turkey dinner, I'm for sure in kind of a thing. I wouldn't be like,
It'll
ew, turkey,
honestly, it'll probably be like what I did for when during Christmas and during COVID is get a ham
Yeah.
and like turkey breasts.
Yeah.
Because a
That's a
whole
good
turkey is
move.
just too much.
No, I
But a couple
agree.
turkey
Yeah.
breasts and a
Yeah.
decent sized ham and have some peeps over of stuffing, taters, and drinks. And I don't know, maybe I'll put on my pilgrim costume. I don't know. Hell yeah. Now we're talking.
Nice. Nice. I'm not gonna
Not
wear the
this
turkey
time.
one, huh? You just can't help but show off
Dude, they're
those
so
buckles.
shiny. Imagine wearing a pilgrim costume in the heat of summer. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah,
Jesus.
right. What a nightmare. Uh, just
I know,
melting
right?
in place.
Oh man. I gotta look at my notes. I can't remember what the hell I want to talk about today. I don't have a lot, I'll be
Yep.
honest. We did.
Yeah.
I do have a question to pose to you. Because over the
Right.
weekend we wrapped up watching the animated Avatar again, right?
Okay.
And I'm sitting there
Mhm.
watching it, and I'm thinking, like, okay, so the Avatar, after 100 years, comes back, and within a year, he like takes down spoilers.
Oh my
Spoilers!
God.
If you haven't
I
watched
didn't know what
Avatar,
happened.
The Last Airbender, he takes down Fire
Mhm.
Lord Ozai, and ends like the Fire Nation's
Yeah.
reign of terror. Right, 100 years
Right.
has gone by.
Yeah.
There's Fire Nation people that are like, Fire Nation's gonna do it again, man. And I was sitting there joking, like people have like Ozai 2024 flags and shit,
Oh man, you're not wrong.
that has
Yeah.
to happen. And I've never watched
Yeah.
Legend of Korra, so I asked Leah.
I have not
Yeah,
either. I need to, but I
and
have
Leah
not
was kind of
either.
like,
Yeah.
well, not to that extent, but kinda. And she didn't, they didn't really give
Yeah.
anything away. But it's
Right.
if you're like the Fire Nation, you've been dominating the world for 100 years, and suddenly you're not.
Yeah. Well, it's like
Yeah,
white people.
exactly. It's just like I was
Yeah.
really sitting there thinking about it. I'm like, I know
Right.
in this universe this happens. It has to.
Yeah. All right. This is the show I want. I want the underbelly, the the uprising of all the Fire Nation people that just, aren't buying into it and feel like they still
Like
deserve
you
to
fast
be on
forward
top.
60 years, and people are like, you see our neighbors flying a Fire Nation flag?
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Still?
God damn.
Yeah. God, like, off the back of his cart.
Jesus.
Come on, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I was telling
Lord knows.
I was telling Michelle though, I'm like, I really need you to design me up an Ozai 2024.
I love this idea. See
Yeah,
if
I'd
people
love to put
notice
that
it.
outside of my house. Fire Lord Ozai 2024.
From the
exactly,
ashes,
the
baby.
Phoenix King.
Yep. We did it once. We can do it again.
I would absolutely love to see that.
That would be really
What a
funny.
great! That is such a perfect show, though.
It is a great show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like we watched, the last few episodes, and one of the ones at the very end are when they stumble across a play of themselves. And that
Oh,
one's
that one's
like
great.
makes fun of
Yeah.
so much stuff that in the show,
Yeah.
like, the Great Divide episode, we're like, nah, let's just keep going,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, just that, yeah. That's why I
That
have
is
such
so
a hard
good.
time with the
Yeah.
live action.
I have not
Oh, okay,
finished that
fair
yet.
enough.
I need to do that. But yeah, I know it's like Uncle Iroh is maybe one of my favorite TV
Yes.
characters ever. Like live or animated, whatever. That character is so good on that show. And I just love how he's part of the Fire Nation, but
Oh, yeah.
he's so zen. And so over it. You could tell he's just like, like maybe fire
Yeah.
isn't the
Like,
way.
yeah, my brother's a Fire Lord and all, but
But he's also a dick. Yeah. Do you want some tea and noodle?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's one of those things that I would always call a perfect show. And
Yeah.
yeah,
It's hard not to, and it's old enough now that I feel like it hasn't really aged
no.
terribly. There might be some stuff here or there but even a lot of the stuff that's in it is necessary for the character growth. Like, obviously, what's his name? His sexism. I can't think of his name. Sokka.
Yeah.
His sexism is so needed, and he's put in his place, and he learns his lesson and different stuff and comes well around on it. It's a great character arc. There's a lot of arcs in that show. Like a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people talk how the show's really not about Aang, that it's actually about I can't think Zuko. That it's actually Zuko's redemption arc is the story of the show.
It's like when people talk about how, Star Wars isn't about Luke. It's the whole thing's about Vader.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I kind of don't disagree with it. And I think it's interesting. It would be an interesting watch to go back and watch it more with that mindset of that this is about Zuko, not because if you really look at it, like if you keep watching, it's like he's chasing Aang, and they show Aang, and Aang obviously has to learn his shit, but the real depth is not in Aang as much. It's really the characters around him are the ones that really, really grow as characters. So it's so good. It's the characters are so great, and of course,
my cabbages. That one's just perfect show. So it's like, oh, they're remaking it. And I watched the trailer and I was like, oh, they're remaking it. And then I watched the live action. I'm like, oh, they remade it.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it got picked up for 2 more seasons, and they said in those 3 seasons are going to be the whole show. Yeah, so they're from what it sounds like Netflix, as of now, has greenlit the whole story.
Have you made it to the episode of Code of Face Stealer? Okay.
Not yet.
It looks great. I'll leave it at that, but it looks great.
Yeah. Well, I think they've mostly cast pretty well. There's just things you can do with animation you can't do with live action. There's just a heart that you can create and stuff. Plus, they had way more episodes to really develop the tone, the characters, to set up something coming down the road.
Let me tell you too, with my sick ass television lights, the Zuko, the Zuko Azula fight looked amazing. Yeah, it looked amazing. Yeah. Like with just the music that they already chose for it, and then like my whole living room's lighting up in all these different colors, and I was like, oh.
Plus all the fires you set in the room.
we were all like, oh. Just looks so good.
Love it. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Big fan, Brian. Big fan.
I've heard.
Yeah, you haven't experienced the wacky TV lights yet, have you?
No, I've been over there and seen the TV.
It has been a while since you've been over. We're gonna have to fix that. Do one of our nonsensical evenings.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah. Speaking of
what
nonsense,
you got? I love nonsense.
Did you see that Voodoo Ranger is teaming up with Tombstone for a pizza-flavored beer?
Can't say that I have, Brian.
Yeah, it's already been released, or it'll be released soon. Its release is set for April 7th, aligning with National Beer Day celebrations. Apparently, it's a 7% ABV on it. Oh, I didn't see this. Win a 4-pack on Tombstone's website, apparently. I'll for sure have to go check that
I haven't
out.
had a Tombstone pizza in so long. What do you want on your Tombstone? I don't know. Decent pizza.
Oh, holy Jesus. A 4-pack of 16-ounce cans. The retail on it is $50.
It's a 7% ABV. Huh.
Yep. Apparently it's yeah, see, this is weird. But it says or is it? It delivers the flavors of a Tombstone crispy crust, which how can it deliver a crispy crust? Tangy tomato sauce, savory herbs and spices into an ice cold, refreshing beer. The finishing pepperoni kick, which by the way, that sounds like a great finishing move. The finishing pepperoni kick.
Exactly, right the old dick.
Of heat will make you reach for another slice or another pint.
This seems too gimmicky to me.
Like, yeah, I agree.
I would like to try it just to say I've tried it, but I don't think that's anything I'm going to enjoy. But you never know. It might be one of those things you drink it and you're like, holy shit, that tastes like a slice of pizza.
You know, that's the thing is the cost is what really
insane.
keep me away. Otherwise, if this was just a normal beer price, you know, like if you were in a place and they had it on tap, it'd be like, all right, give me a taster of that or something, because I for sure don't know that I would want to immediately be like, I want a pint, you know, because this feels like a beer you probably are not.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I know, right?
I'm really torn on this one. I'm not gonna lie, because you know me, I like my wonky beers and all, but
well, here's my other thing: is I'm wondering if it's interesting to me that they picked an IPA, that this isn't like a lager or something like that, you know, because IPAs have got their own like, you know, bitterness.
But
and
I mean,
whatnot
to be fair,
so
I think that's all Voodoo Ranger deals in is IPAs. Pretty sure.
Oh, is it?
Sure.
Okay, I didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Fair. Maybe that would be a good reason.
They're like an offshoot of Belgium, if I remember right.
I was just gonna say I'm looking at their some of their list of other beers, and it's all of them show IPAs. I did not realize that, so that would explain that then. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still. I don't know, man.
So you're saying when I win a 4?
If you win a 4-pack, we're getting Tombstones. Yes.
Tombstoned?
We're getting. Yes.
Like by the Undertaker?
I mean, for sure, we'd have to do a side-by-side of a Tombstone pizza, which I haven't had one of those in, I can't tell you how long.
Yeah. I buy them occasionally because I buy like a 4-cheese one and then I throw a bunch of shit on top of it.
Don't shit on your pizza, bro.
Listen, I do what I want, man. Tell me how to eat my pizza.
I'd be willing to try it, though.
It's like I asked my sister the other day, you know, I was going to get something to drink out of her fridge. And, you know, she said I could have whatever was in there. And I saw like, you know, her bottle of vanilla was in there. And I was like, can I have this? And she's like, you're not going to like it. I'm like, don't tell me what I will or won't like.
Dude, I got kind of an idea now for a fat kid weekend. What if, Brian, we just went and got like an assortment of frozen pizzas and just had a bracket system and just baked them off and had a couple slices and
oh my God. You know what would be nice is if you could if all the companies did smaller ones so that you could, I mean, you know, because you could obviously have the Totino's, that's the little one. And I know Red Baron makes smaller ones. Tombstone probably does too, but I don't know from there.
I mean, I guarantee other people have already done this, but you know.
Yeah, and then there's probably Mama Pizzeria or whatever Aldi calls theirs.
Be an excuse to hang out, probably have too many beers, and, you know, carb load.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. All right, well, I'm officially entered to win some of this
I will
beer,
enter as well, because you never know.
All right. Well, hell yeah, right?
Brother. Hell yeah.
Yeah, brother. All right, so here's some other weird news. Apparently, they announced today that an actor named Julia Garner has been cast to play Silver Surfer.
I know who Silver Surfer is. I don't know who this dude is.
It's Julia Garner. This is a 3-time Emmy winner for playing Ruth Langmore in the Netflix series Ozark. Apparently, I have not
I've
watched
heard
Ozark.
it's really good
I've heard
too.
it's really good.
Yeah. No, I don't want to get any email updates from you guys.
I can only imagine that the internet was going beyond stupid over this because, they cast a woman to play what is basically a male character in the comics.
Let's see here. Ozark Silver Surfer. I'm sure to Google pull it up. Yep. Oh, I recognize this lady's face.
Okay.
Interesting.
I mean, obviously, we don't know anything. Yeah, she's okay. Oh, I see. Okay, it says she's said to be playing a different surfer known as Shalla-Bal, who was the lover of Norrin Radd. Norrin Radd, the Silver Surfer that we know and love. So okay, I didn't doubt that it was maybe a character that already existed, but I bet there's going to be a lot. Like I said, there's got to be a whole bunch of
what the fuck. It's the Silver Surfer, not the Silver Surfer.
Oh my God. The Surfer, yeah. Silver Surfer.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, people. Who cares?
I'm sure there's going to be so much shit about this.
I mean, she's got Silver Surfer face, those cheekbones. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. Especially, I mean, I assume I'm curious though. It's like, are they going to practical effects her, or are they going to CGI her like they did that other one?
They should just spray her down with some of that poisonous silver paint from the Wizard of Oz.
Probably don't need to do that.
Practical effects, Brian. It's fine.
I feel like you could probably use something that isn't cancerous.
It's the good stuff. Yeah, we found this tin of stuff back in the back. It's the good stuff.
Yeah, it's called Do Not Use.
Must be like a French or something. I don't know. Don't I use?
Donut use? I don't. Must be exactly. Must be French. Yeah. Yep.
Like, why is there an image of a profile of a man sideways and his lungs are disintegrating? Don't worry about it.
It works. Yeah.
He's just breathing out amazement.
That's power cosmic,
that's the power cosmic, for sure. I mean, I'm not going to lie, man. Yeah. Ever since, and I know we've talked about this before, ever since the Infinity Gauntlet arc ended, I just don't give a shit about Marvel movies. Like when the new Deadpool comes out, I'm in. Because, classic Wolverine and all that. But I just don't care anymore. I don't know what it is. I just don't care.
Yeah. I'm interested in the Fantastic Four because I really want them to have a good movie. I'd really like that group to have a good story so that they can, put away some of that other garbage that has been passed off as Fantastic Four movies.
I mean, that's fair.
I
understand the redemption arc the Fantastic Four needs.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting though now too, because remember we talked a few weeks ago about there hadn't really, as far as I know of, there hadn't been any announcement as far as who was going to be the bad guy. And adding Silver Surfer leans it towards Galactus.
Unless they're going to be there's whole Galactus arc, which they might do for all the Marvel movies. Oh God, he's coming to eat Earth. Oh my God.
He really could. I mean, Galactus could become an everybody in event.
All that timeline stuff we're working on. Well, our main bad guy, he did some domestic shit, so we got to scrap it.
Yeah, that's right out. Yeah.
Instead, we're going to have the World Eater show up, and it's just Joey Chestnuts. Joey Chestnuts as Galactus.
Yep, probably. Just see him eating planet after planet. Dude, we don't need you to eat all the planets.
Do. I'm competitive.
Yep.
Chestnut hunger.
Oh no, he's unstoppable. Guys, I think this has turned into a real situation. I don't think this is just the movie anymore.
Do you remember the nearly unstoppable man?
Yes.
Yeah, he just said unstoppable. That's all I could think about.
Yeah. I follow it used to be Bubba Ray Dudley, but he goes by Bully Ray now.
That's a terrible name.
Somebody somebody. Well, he couldn't use Bubba Ray because that was owned by
God damn it,
WWE.
Fitz.
So. And the character he went with was very much, Bully Ray actually fit him better. Because that's when he got like muscular and shit. Like he got in pretty good shape and everything. So yeah. He was working out, I think, with like Devon and stuff. Like he got like big arms on him and giant calves and all that. Like, he got in really good shape. Anyway, somebody asked him the other day on Twitter, like, what was the hardest chop he took from anybody? And he said Haku, because he said just the size and the thickness of Haku's hands. That he's like, I basically thought I shit out my kidney when he hit me. I was like, oh my. I always assumed it would be like Big Show because his hands are like frying pans. And man, he catch you across the chest. It just, it's like I've said for a while, that's on my list of, standing in on the 90-mile-an-hour fastball and like taking a chop across the chest from Big Show just to see what it's like.
Well, all right, here you go, Brian. It's a Make-A-Wish scenario. Okay.
Oh no, I don't like this at all.
No. I read a thing where not all Make-A-Wish kids die, but sometimes they still get their wish.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. Sometimes they go through like just have gone through horrific stuff, so they still.
But so you get to take a chest chop, but it's either gonna be Big Show or it's gonna be Ric Flair.
For the story, I want Ric Flair, because I want it's similar to like I want Sergeant Slaughter to put you in the Cobra Clutch, kind of a situation, right? So it's like for the story, I want Ric Flair, but for the, but if I'm gonna like take it and survive, I kind of want the Big Show one, because I just kind of want to see what it feels like to basically see your life flash before your eyes.
And if Big Show chops you and you're a Make-A-Wish kid, it will.
Yeah, I feel like Big Show chopping me is probably what qualifies me for
to Make-A-Wish. It's a weird circular path. Yeah,
weird. Big Show chops you, then John Cena comes and visits you. It's
crazy.
Pretty much how it goes. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, there's a guy in wrestling now that he used to be known as Walter, but they switched his name to Gunther, and he's another one, man. When he throws a chop on somebody, it's like he throws some heat behind that thing. I don't feel like he ever holds back.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, no thanks. Like, you see some of these guys take like 9 or 25 of these things in a match or so, and it's like, God, I don't know how your chest can handle that. Just looks like hamburger meat by the end of the match.
Chopped meat, chopped cheese. That sounds good.
Oh, chopped cheese, delicious. Yeah. By the end, he just puts some American cheese in his hand and slaps it across the chest.
Now we're talking.
Done.
Now we're talking. I'm dying. Man.
So I also saw. Did you see that Amazon is ditching the cashierless stores? Weird. Oh, dude, the reason is hilarious. Or apparently, people found out that half the Amazon Fresh stores are equipped with Just Walkout, which is the name of that, right? Technology allows customers to skip checkout by scanning a QR code when they enter the store. Though it seemed completely automated, Just Walkout relied on more than 1,000 people in India watching and labeling videos to ensure more accurate checkouts. Are you kidding me? The cashiers were simply moved off-site, and they watched you as you shopped.
That is so fucking weird.
Now, here's what's funny
to me Amazon.
About the reason I find this funny is people have talked about AI, and they'll be like, oh, well, it'll, it's so cheap, and it's so blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, actually, AI is going to run, a lot of AI is going to run on basically slave labor. And that's pretty much what Amazon was just doing.
That is so nutty to me.
Yeah.
Like,
right?
So there's people walking around these damn Amazon stores like, this is incredible. The future's now. Meanwhile, there's some dude making like 18 cents a day. That's like, oh, yeah. She got the organic cucumbers.
Yeah, organic cucumbers on 3. Did you get that? Organic on 3?
That's fucking crazy to me.
Well, I've seen there's some in I forgot where it is. I think in BG. Bowling Green, for those who aren't aware, Bowling Green, Ohio, at the campus there. I think they've got like a convenience store that's that way. Basically, when you walk in, you run your credit card, and it's a one in, one out situation, basically. Or you can have a group of up to, I forgot what it is, 3 or something like that. But it looks like you only run like one credit card. So everyone goes in, they do their shopping. When they leave, basically the thing is supposed to read what you've taken, charge your card, and you're done, right? And now it kind of makes me wonder if, like, do they just have a couple of creeps sitting in the back room,
so
or
weird.
what's
Well,
the story?
it's
there?
like when we went and saw Metallica, right? Ford Field has these places where you can get drinks.
Really, you didn't know it's actually Metallica is not really a band anymore. It's actually 1,000.
It's 1,000 Indians.
Yeah.
But so they have this little area where you go get like drinks and snacks or whatever, and it's like a convenience store, right? But you walk in and there's like 2 people on the floor just eye fucking everybody. There's a dude behind the counter for like hot food, and then there's 2 people that man like 6 different U-scans. And when you check out, you just you don't scan anything. You just put it on a platform like cameras look at it and they know what you got.
Yeah.
But then they come over and verify you paid. If you're buying beer, they check your ID and then they open it for you. And it's like, how does this save any time? You come over to make sure I paid.
Yeah. Right.
None of it made sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I noticed like at the I'm noticing some changes at the stores, like at Target now over here. The U-Scan has a big, taller than me sign that says like 10 items or less now.
Yeah, I think
sorry,
go ahead. Keep going.
And at Kroger, I noticed that they're getting they're going back to the old days of making sure that any sort of like water, pop, that kind of stuff, that they're putting stickers on it that says paid. Because, obviously a big problem with the U-Scans right now has been that people are just walking out and not paying for stuff.
I saw that one lady like a couple months ago.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and I'm sure that's why Target did it too, because that's probably what's happening is if you have somebody with a cart full of stuff and they go over there, they can just walk out. Whereas if basically you have one person over there, and if they see a person with a lot in their cart, say, "Oh, I'm sorry, you have to go over here." Now you've got an employee scanning all their stuff.
If I wasn't such an honest man, because I didn't realize it's this at Aldi. Last time I went to Aldi, I forgot my bags at home. Fuck.
Yeah.
So I had a box, and I just loaded up the box as I'm shopping, and I go to the U-Scan it because they only have one person working a register, but they've got 6 U-Scans. And I'm like, I'm like, all right. And I wheel up and I go to scan something, and I went, I wonder if you even need to put it on the thing. And I started scanning my cart. You don't have to put it on the little metal thing. And I'm just sitting there scanning everything. I'm like, I could just scan like half of these and be on my way. But I'm an honest dude.
Most of the scanners have a camera on them, But you're right. You really could probably just skip it. People are doing it left and right. That's one of the big problems. That's why I've seen some things that are talking about how companies are reconsidering U-Scans. Like they might get rid of them because they're starting to cost a lot of money, because basically there's some places that are like, well, we've got to pay another person or 2 people now because we have to have basically one to watch to make sure people are not stealing, and then one to be there for, just normal issues a person may have with the U-Scan. And it was like, if the labor starts evening itself out, then they're going to go, why bother having them? And if they could get considerable loss from them, they're ultimately going to be like, this is a dumb idea and let's get rid of these. But that doesn't mean that they will then have 4 checkouts open. It just means they won't have
for sure. I like a U-Scan, but at the same time, I'm also like, why am I doing all this work?
I don't care because I want to get out of the place. So like if I have a lot of stuff, I go through a normal line. If I have a small amount, I go through a U-Scan. Just
nothing enrages me more than when you see somebody doing their monthly shopping and they go for a U-Scan. Like I want to tackle them and just beat the shit out of them.
I don't mind it Kroger because they do have 2 like full length lanes that are U-Scan, to where you can amass
the
more
last time I was at a
them.
Kroger, I watched a lady and her man, and they both had a full cart. And they were just, I'm like, what the fuck are these people? I had to get out of there.
I had to, well, I didn't have to, but I had to. One night I was at Kroger. That was all they had open were U-Scan.
If it's all they have, then what are you going to do?
Well, I was pretty mad, though, because I was very much angry about that. And I for sure had a conversation with the store manager about that. Because I feel like you should always have one checkout open for people who have a full cart. You don't even have to have anybody there all the time. Just have them around. And if people walk up with a full cart, just have them walk over there and scan the shit, you know? Like, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but it's like there's a situation to where it's like, when I've got a cart full of stuff, those U-Scans are not built for me. There's nowhere to put my stuff.
4 bags on here. Okay.
Yeah, I've got a whole cart of things, you know. It's not practical. The only way you could really do it is go get another cart, then start loading things into cart number 2, which Aldi does,
Anyway, we're old man bitching. Jesus Christ.
Yep,
kids these days and their U-Scans.
Back to the Amazon thing, though, is like, dude, when I saw they were closing the stores, I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess that didn't work the way they thought it was going to. And then the sub headline was the 1,000 guys or 1,000 people in India watching the videos, and I was like,
I mean, those guys are out of work now. That sucks for them.
Yeah. Well, it's just funny though, because you literally could have just had a couple of these probably in some of these stores. Just have like 1 or 2 employees scanning things.
Well,
whatever.
To pay 1 or 2 people per store to actually be there, a living wage versus here's a few shekels for your time.
I know. Oh, I know, right? It's just
and don't bitch to me about not having clean water. My earbud is staticky.
Right. Well, also it make they talk about like the overall price of like having the scanners and the video cameras and all, it's like across the board, it's an expensive idea. And it's so funny how, because Amazon is for sure a company that if they can automate it, they will automate it. That they've shown that time and time, right? That's their part of their way of making the amounts of money that they make. But it's just really funny that, this one just didn't so much work out. It's like, this is where we're going to occasionally run into things where you're going to hit a point where you go, it's probably smarter to just have an actual store.
For sure.
With actual people who work and scan the items and, kind of a thing than it is to try to run it this way.
Crazy.
So, anyway. Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yep. So I forgot to tell you, I finally got my sleep more regulated.
I mean, that's a good thing, right?
Seems it seems to mostly be back to where it should be now, which is quite nice.
Bueno.
Yeah, because just this, not sleeping 2 hours at a time. Like, boy, was that getting real fast.
This morning's the first morning in a while I woke up and I was like, I feel okay. Right. I've just been like staying up too late and I've just been getting fucked over by myself.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
It. Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
But good that it finally seems to have regulated a little bit. So hopefully it'll stay this way for a little while.
Yeah, fair enough. Hey
man, let me tell you, that was quite annoying.
I bet.
So, so you got
no, it's kind of been a light week for me, brah.
Right. Yeah, I know. It's been for me too. It's that's what I was going to tell you. So last week we recorded. We No More got done. I recorded with Henno. Right. And then of course Henno and I talked for like 17 hours
as is tradition.
Because we were catching up. So by the time we're done, dude, my voice was shot. like I was like, "Ooh, man, my throat's all sorts of sore," so I just kind of was like, okay, I need to rest it for the next couple days, just because you don't want to actually
Of
mess it
course.
up a little bit. Very next day, my brother comes over, talk with him, blah blah blah. He ends up staying real late that night. We're just BSing about whatever. By the end of what was that, Friday night, I think it was, I was like, oh man, I was like, I really really got to take care of this. Like, I gotta probably use some throat coat, like, keep some lozenges handy just in case, like, yeah. Oh man, it was pretty rough though. But yeah, it was like I woke up Saturday and I was like, oh, my throat hurts so bad. And I'm like, also though, with the way I got a good night's sleep, and I'm like, oh, I bet I was snoring like a maniac though too. On top of all the other stuff, I'm snoring, and my throat was hurting so bad. Went in and gargled with some salt water, to try to help. I was doing that off and on, and and then really kind of didn't talk a ton. Then what day did we play games? Was that Saturday?
Yes, so Saturday.
So yeah, so my intent to like not talk at all, and then it's like, hey, let's play some games. Like, oh yeah,
That
that's
was a good
great
time
idea.
though. Yeah.
Oh, it was, but I was feeling all right though, because I had already kind of done some preventative
I
care.
had a moment yesterday too. I know we gotta get to the QoftheW soon, but I had a moment yesterday when I was like, oh, I haven't checked yet. But when we were playing and I get like my game crashed and I couldn't load it.
Oh,
I wonder if I lost my save.
Oh, that would really suck. Well, if you did, I guess all we could load off of me and play from there. You just have to create a new guy, and you'd
lose my horrifying face.
Lose your horrifying face.
But the big thing would be losing all the progress.
Yes,
which would suck. But
which for me it doesn't matter, because my other save point, we're not to the same point where I was apparently. So even if I lost that, it'd be like, well, I could just load the other one and start there, But yeah,
I haven't
that would
checked.
suck if
I should probably do that. Well, not tonight. Well, maybe. Usually by the time we're done podcast, I go upstairs and Michelle's in the shower, and I got like 15 minutes. So maybe I'll check it out then. Yeah.
Right.
Anywho.
Yeah. But yeah, it was to summarize. Yeah, I basically did all I could do within 3 or 4 days to try to essentially blow out
Excellent
my
work.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing too. And then it's like, oh shit, Sunday's Easter. Like I'm gonna be at my sister's house. I'm gonna talking again. But yeah, it's felt pretty good. So I just you just got to take care of your instrument occasionally. So. Anyway, let's move on to
Alrighty, Brian. Well, last week we asked everybody if I can get this thing to scroll up for me.
How many different ways do you love us?
Exactly.
No, last week was the like what group or singer would you love to see but never could because they either broke up or
I had to
died.
reload my tab.
I'm paraphrasing, but I think that's the gist of it.
On Instagram, I'm gonna start calling him the king of Instagram. Short size, chiming in.
Oh,
says once in a while a supergroup comes around for one album and then is gone again. Them Crooked Vultures is one of those bands. Josh Homme, Dave Grohl, John Paul Jones, and Alan Johannes. Johannes.
Yeah. I love listening to their stuff.
When it came out, not heard anything like it before and nothing like it since.
Yeah, I just saw something the other day. They asked Josh Homme about like, hey, is there going to be any more? And he's like, it's up to Dave Grohl. Like, whenever he wants to get us together, we'll get together.
Fair
basically.
Enough.
So, yeah. But then I read today, Dave Grohl's apparently going to have some other stuff coming up, because him and Chris. Oh shit,
Tucker.
I forgot his last name. The guitarist from Nirvana. They're gonna tour as Nirvana, basically, with Kurt Cobain's daughter on vocals. I don't know if you heard her play with with the Foo Fighters after Taylor Hawkins died. Or she sounded really good doing stuff. So this could be an interesting tour. I actually, when I first read it, I'm like, oh, what are they gonna do? Just have like revolving singers? Right. Or something, or maybe do, this person, or different singers for different songs, kind of do a couple big shows, like 4 big shows or something. But no, it looks like they're going to do a tour with her as the vocalist.
That should be.
So that should be interesting. Yeah.
Flipping over to face page, my guy. A lot of people are with you. Valerie, she says Queen.
Yeah.
Diamond top fan Kiki says Panic at the Disco.
Oh, did they break up? I don't follow him enough to know that. Okay.
Honestly. Diamond top fan Big Dev. He says Freddie Mercury fronted Queen or Steve Perry fronted Journey.
I do appreciate that he made sure he pointed out that it was the Freddie Mercury Queen, because I did have someone reach out to me. It was like, you can see Queen, and I'm like, fuck you. Adam Lambert is not Freddie Mercury. They are not Queen. They're Queen with Adam Lambert. If you look how they're billed, it's not billed as Queen. It's billed as Queen with Adam Lambert.
Hopefully it's in the tiniest font ever underneath it.
Yeah, for a reason. I don't like Adam Lambert, so I hated him when he was on American Idol. I don't like the guy's. He annoys me the way he sings. So I've heard clips of him doing Queen, and it's not for me. I want it's Freddie Mercury or nobody. Well, or like there's been people who've done good Queen songs, like the whole Freddie Mercury tribute concert. There's a bunch of really good Queen tributes on there, but I want to see the original,
the OGs,
lineup. Yeah, for sure.
And then Stephanie Menard says, "Dev, I second Queen." So but that's all I got on this end of things.
Oh, sorry, I was in the middle of typing.
How dare you, sir?
How
dare you?
That's weird. Now I can't find that. I was looking for the news on the Dave Grohl, and because there was a thing from 2022 that he said that he dreams Nirvana still exists, but he won't sing, which is a little weird to me, because I thought that would be the natural move, basically, right?
For sure.
Like, okay, well, Dave Grohl will just front the new, they'll just go do Nirvana songs, but no, apparently he doesn't want to. Gord Poutine says Kiss. He says, I had tickets to their Toronto show. They got sick and had to cancel, understandably. The chances of them coming back to TO, which I don't know for sure where he means
Toronto,
where that is. Toronto seems like a place they're on their final alleged tour right now, but anyways, he says, as humans and not cyborgs are slim to none. You wouldn't go see Cyborg Kiss?
I mean, that would be kind of sweet, like if they were the robots from like Bill and Ted's.
Yeah, only if they're billed as
Cyborg Kiss.
I have to see it. Yeah, or Robot Kiss, something like that. It has to be pointed out that this is not the human version of Kiss. In fact, I will only go see those versions of Kiss. Pittsburgh Nerd says Queen. I've watched concert films, but it'll never be the same as being in the crowd enjoying the show. Amen to that. That's exactly how I feel about it too. Because I got into Queen when I was a little kid because my sister really loved Queen, and I was always like, just if you liked rock music, how could you not appreciate the just bigness of that band, right? And then, of course, Wayne's World came out, and our generation really found Queen after Wayne's World, And but then as I went in and really started, listening to their stuff, watching concert videos, because the video store I worked at, we had a couple Queen videos, and and you're just like, dude, I bet this was an amazing show to see live. And unfortunately he died. God, I don't remember how old we were, but we were teenagers or younger.
Yeah.
So I was like, before I really wanted to go to concerts, I think he was already gone.
For sure, right?
So kind of put the kibosh on that one. But I still, one of my most played concert videos at the video store I worked at was that Freddie Mercury tribute concert. Because there's a lot of great stuff in there. So, Anyway, did I get an answer from Cheeto? Did I not?
Cheeto.
Did I delete an answer from Cheeto? I gotta quit. I can't do this ASMR shit. Just ruins me. Ruins it. Sorry, I'm
right,
looking
just make
real
sure.
quick. Well, it looks like the last one I got from him was on the 25th of March.
God.
Last week. Dude, he's got to have an answer for this, right? It's a music one.
I mean, you would think, but maybe he's just hates us now.
Did he? Do you remember when he was telling us about seeing Skinner? Did he ever see the original lineup of Skinner? Because if not, that's got to be his
idea
answer,
if he did
right?
or didn't. I mean, with that Warlock on bass, I'm sure that I'm sure he's seen the original lineup. He just didn't know it. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. All right, well, Cheeto, either way, if you did send it in, I either deleted it or you didn't send it in. So whichever. So please resubmit or submit, whichever.
So sad now.
I know.
Where's that soundboard excited? Drop? You make me sad.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I'm also disappointed we didn't get more answers. Although I feel like a lot of people probably would have named Queen because that seems to be. I had a discussion in a Twitter group I'm in, and Queen was the one that came up like overwhelmingly. Zeppelin came up quite a few times, and Pink Floyd too. Those were like the three that came up the most. Were Floyd, Zeppelin, and Queen. So I was like, all right, fair enough.
Delicious.
Fair enough. All right. There we go. All right. 1 through 9.
Man, I don't know why. Number 9 sounds good. Number 9.
All right. This one I feel like could be fun for us. Sorry. You are writing a book about your father. What is the title of the book?
Oh, wow. Huh. This is a tough one, actually. What is the title of a book about my father? Wow.
I mean, it's got to be Why's Your Best Friend So Handsome, right?
Classic, of course.
Yeah, I mean, he's always asking you that. Always, yeah. Why can't you be more like your amazing best friend? I believe was the other thing all the time. Never heard anything else out of his mouth. Yeah.
God. All right. Hold on. Do you got one? Because I got one. It's like at the tip of my tongue.
Oh, actually, I was really trying to think of something that was probably more of something my dad said all the time or some joke between the two of us. I can tell you what the cover of mine would probably be if I had a good picture of my dad curtsying. Because a lot of times when you would say thank you to my dad or something, he would curtsy as just a joke. So that would probably be my cover to it. Man, I don't know
right?
though. I really and truly, do you know what it probably would be called? And this is gonna seem weird probably, but Sir. Because it was something I started with my dad, like saying sir, like someone's a military officer or whatever, or just sir as in yes, sir, But my dad was never, ever, ever that rigid of a guy. But, he would say something and I used to, yes, sir, thank you, sir, kind of thing, jokingly with him. And it actually spread to where friends of ours used to say it to him and call him that also, which I always kind of took some pride in because I feel like that's a real respect move. It wasn't out of him like being a drill sergeant. It was just a carrying the joke. And, like both of our dads, they both took huge pride in someone carrying their joke or a joke. We both come from dads that were big on cracking jokes. Hilarity. So I think, there may be something better than that, but I really think Sir would probably be, for me, something that I think my brothers and I would all really, because my brother David started doing it too. Daryl never really jumped on it, but David and I, and then various friends of ours,
I think that's
used to do it all the time.
Excellent name. Like,
yeah,
I think what mine would have to be is just Master of None, because my dad would always say, "I'm a jack of all trades, but master of none." And he knew a lot. Yeah, exactly. A little about a whole lot of shit.
Yeah,
he
because I countless conversations with him about something, but it was never like full on about it. But it was like, oh, I know,
yeah, like
I
he
could
could. I
dabble,
mean, and
type
yeah,
of
he could
situation.
fix anything, and he showed me all kinds of shit. I wish
Yeah.
he still could, man. Amen, brother.
Amen, brother. Yeah. I wish we both still had
Yep.
our pops around, or hell, I wish either one of us could have our pops around,
Yes.
even if it could only be one. I'd still be okay with whoever got the coin flip.
But
on
yeah,
that one,
I think that's gonna have to be
'cause
mine. Yeah.
I like it. Master of none.
Sorry.
You're right
Well,
there.
verklempt over here. You know.
I'm tired. Fair enough. All right. Well, there you go. The question again: you're writing a book about your father. What is the title of the book? I feel like the answers are going to be better for people who have bad relationships with their dad.
That's 100%. Yeah. Yeah. Amen to that.
But
what are you gonna do?
mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, either that or you and I would release a half of it's about my dad, half's about your dad, or we kind of write about each other's dads at some point, and then we just start the Dead
Hell
Dad Club series. And we just, after that, we release other people's
Dead Dad
books
Club
under
for
the
life.
titles. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Well.
Oh God.
I don't think that's going to change.
I mean,
so, yeah.
You're not wrong.
We kind of did. Like, oh no, zombie
oh
dad.
God.
Well, if so, there's my name on my book. If Dad's back, it's Zombie Dad.
Oh God. Remember Ghost Dad?
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Head on over to saltylanguage.com. You can find all the links to, well, there's not really many links for this week.
Okay.
But, whatever. But you can find all our socials over there. You can find a link that'll take you to tangentboundnetwork.com, which is the network that we're a part of. You can go potentially see the glossy new commercial that Mark has got going, advertising various services of the Tangent Bound media, I believe he's calling it. So yeah, go check that out. And if you need a place for your podcast, hit them up. And what do you got for Mark this week?
I got nothing. Fucking Mike sauce on your face.
Oh God, that sounds terrible. I figured it might be the finishing pepperoni cake.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good one too. Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere.
Oh man. The old FPK, man. That's anyway. So yeah. If you want to reach out to us on social media, you can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads at
you can find me on Instagram at The Monotony. Also find me on that fucking TikTok that everyone loves at Salty Language, of course. Salty Language Pod. If you're watching this program on the YouTubes, you already know that. If you want to watch it on the YouTubes, well, go to Salty Language Pod. Subscribe, like, comment, all that fun shit.
Right.
Also, patreon.com/saltylanguage if you really want to help your boys out. For the low cost of $3 a month, you get bonus content that we have been posting every week.
Yep, that's cheaper
so
than
much cheaper than a rub and tug. And you can rub and tug while you're watching or listening, because I'm a little behind on putting the audio files up, but the video files are up.
Or both. And if you want to play an audio on your phone, put other on your computer.
It's just,
oh my God,
shit gets
really
crazy.
You could take us in all your holes that way.
Yeah, I suppose so. But yeah, so good, clean fun, man.
Yep. Do you are you going to spoil what
I thought
we're
we were doing
this week?
the best controllers, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
that's fine. Yeah. We're going to talk about a ranking system of the best video game
last week we talked
controllers.
about the most bizarre.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some weird stuff on there.
So I can't wait to see what else we got going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. That's the show for the week. So, actually, one last
what do
quick
you
thing
got?
here. I got a quick word for the week for you. We haven't done one of these. I'm just
Been a
throwing
while.
out there real quick. So this week is. Did we do
It sounds
dickweed
familiar.
already? All right. Well, let's just skip it either way. The next one's Bitchtits, which didn't hit my radar until Fight Club. Couldn't think. But it's obviously, it's somebody who's got big old titties, but usually men is a derogatory term towards a man. It's like, hey man, you got some big old titties. But ain't nobody cared about his big old titties when it came time for him to give him a hug.
It's true.
They enjoyed nestling to
they
his
were
bosoms.
nice looking bosoms.
Meatloaf.
I know, right?
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Rest.
All right. Well, with that.
Oh, sorry, what? What? I was going Undertaker. My bad.
Undertaker?
Yeah.
No, I heard. All right. Well, until next week. Have a beer. You'll be fine.
The saltiest of the salty. Pepperoni dick. Salty.
Wow, that's pretty salty.
I'm just rambling, dude. I'm tired.
You're not. I'm just picturing people just cramming a big old pepperoni down their pants and walking around in their gray sweatpants.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
like, hey, what's that in your pants there? You just whip out your pepperoni, and they're gonna immediately be happy about
Slim
that.
Jims? We should get those.
Yeah.
Just go to like the toy store and just put them in dolls' pants. Looks like they have boners.
Oh my!
Yeah,
quite lewd. I like it.